Okay. This is one of our systems that we are making a little joke here. But in fact, you could imagine that this is on display at a museum. And this is a very famous artist who makes this. And people look at it, and of course they want to touch. And if the guard does not see it, you will have the chance that people will touch it. But with our system, we can immediately advise the people that they're not supposed to touch it. We can also do it in a proximity. This is actual touching, but you can see here in another type of display system that we have, that we can, for instance, change the movie by approaching the product. So, for instance, here, now it goes to another movie. If we go to this one, it goes to another movie. So it's sensing the proximity of human body. And this is important, for instance, in museums. If you've got a oil painting of some famous artist on the wall, people will be tempted to start touching it, which can cause damage, irreparable damage. But by having, for instance, the same sound, this one, as a proximity, then before the damage is done, they can already warn the people, hands off. But in a store, for instance, you can have a product on display, and in order not to disturb the store, nothing's happening until somebody approaches the display, and then you can tell something about your product to the individual that has come to that display. This is all part of our security business. We have here, for instance, I can't really show you because there's all kinds of stuff here on there, but these are automatic locking devices for showcases. They're all done with electronic locks. Heb jij de sleutel even voor mij? Sleutel? De sleutel van de kast.
Ja, hier. Kijk.
Oh, helemaal achter. Oh, okay. Good. I'll show you here. We have a reader and we have an electronic key. And all we have to do is present the key to the electronic reader, and that releases the locks. As soon as we close the door, it's locked again. So all your expensive merchandise on display can be in the showcase, and you have a simple key to open the case, which everybody has their own programmed key. And the advantage here is that if a key is lost or stolen or is taken by a fired staff member, you can reprogram all the keys, and any key not reprogrammed will no longer function. It's always unique coding, no matter how many times you want it. The same goes for the drawers. These are locked, and we can release the lock. Now we can open the drawer, and the moment we close the drawer, it's locked again. So for instance, here you can keep your stock of SD cards or other type of valuable accessories. And the last thing that we have on display here is our shoplifting security for mobile phones or cameras or other electronic equipment. The advantage here is that we have on display a live product. Nowadays people, when they go to a store, they want to feel and touch and see what the product does. A product like this can easily cost 500-600 euros, so you don't want it stolen. So we have now the possibility to put on display a live phone, for instance. We charge it all day long, so it's always working. The customer can play around with it, see whether he likes the menus, the way it works, the way it feels. And at the same time, we can protect it against shoplifting. The moment somebody tries to steal the product, they have to detach it from here. There's all kinds of microsensors inside here. The moment he detaches it, you have a loud alarm. So in that case, the customer will usually put back the product and say, oh, I didn't know I was allowed to detach it or anything like that. The thief goes away, but you have the product. So there's no loss there. But what is more interesting still, aside of the charging and the security, is that we can measure the amount of times that a customer has picked up this particular phone. Every time it's picked up, it's counted. So we can have, for instance, on this system, 12 phones on display. And each time a phone is picked up, it counts individually per model how many times. The guy of the store chain is sitting at the head office, and every half an hour he will receive information via the internet about the amount of pickups of the different devices, and also the amount of cash sales of the different devices. Now we can see that, for instance, this particular model has been picked up 100 times that day, but hasn't been sold once. And this one has been picked up maybe only 10 times and sold 2. So possibly something is not pleasing to the customer about this phone. It looks nice, but it's not what he's called for. So this is a rather expensive position. Now the sales manager of all the stores can decide, put on this position another model, this and that model, and at the same time he can send via the internet a movie concerning this particular model to be displayed on the screen. Excuse me. So that are the different points that are important for these type of displays. Now, whether it is a mobile phone, a tablet, a digital camera, a movie camera, or some other products, you can display the real product safely without being worried about it being stolen.
What's your website?
www.tonar.nl. And we have, Paul, do you have the websites that we have these products on? Do you have the websites that we have these products on? They're a bit more complicated. We have www.displayorganizers.eu, and there you will find all the information on these products. Excuse me, losing my voice.